Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into some of the most mind-blowing and lesser-known facts from World War II. You might think you know the major battles and key figures, but the war was filled with bizarre, surprising, and truly fascinating stories that often get overlooked in history class. Let's start with something you probably didn't know. Did you know that the first American soldier killed in the war was actually killed by the Soviets? Captain Robert Molassy was an air attache observing the conflict when he was killed during a German bombing raid on a Norwegian railway station. However, the bomb that killed him was dropped by a German plane, but he was in a neutral country at the time, observing the Winter War between Finland and the Soviet Union. This complex situation highlights just how tangled the early days of the conflict were. Here's another one. During the war, the British developed a plan to use frozen warships, codenamed Project Habakkuk. The idea was to build massive, unsinkable aircraft carriers out of a mixture of wood pulp and ice called pykrete. This material was incredibly strong and slow to melt. A prototype was even built in Canada, but the project was eventually abandoned as the war's focus shifted and conventional carriers became more available. Can you imagine a fleet of ice ships sailing the Atlantic? And what about animal heroes? A Great Dane named Juliana was awarded the Blue Cross Medal. Why? Because a bomb fell on the house she lived in, and she reportedly extinguished the fire by urinating on it. Animals played many roles, from carrier pigeons delivering messages to dogs sniffing out mines, but Juliana's story is definitely one of the most unique. Now for a bit of deception. The Allies created a completely fake army, known as the First U.S. Army Group, or FUSAG, commanded by the famous General George Patton. This ghost army was designed to mislead the Germans into thinking the D-Day invasion would happen at Pas-de-Calais, not Normandy. They used inflatable tanks, fake radio traffic, and dummy aircraft to create the illusion of a massive force gathering in Kent. The deception was so successful that Hitler kept crucial divisions waiting at Calais, even after the Normandy landings had begun. Finally, did you know that Coca-Cola invented Fanta in Germany during the war? When the Nazi regime made it impossible to import the syrup needed to make Coke, the head of Coca-Cola Germany decided to create a new drink using available ingredients like whey and apple pumice.